second. North Central Judicial District is again back on the record. The time is 32 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. Today's date is Friday, March 21st, 2025. My name is Richard L. Haggard, District Court Judge. This is our fourth day of trial in 51-2022 CR 421, State of North Dakota versus Nichole Rice. Again, it's the fourth day of the trial. I know we started jury selection on Monday, but we started the trial on Tuesday. Accordingly, the jury is not present. Ms. Sorgen, any issues before I bring in the jury?
Your Honor, I'll let Mr. Nelson address that.
There is one issue, Your Honor. It's not an issue per se for the trial. I just want to make sure that everybody's aware. After we were finished yesterday, I went to the walk-in and I was diagnosed with strep throat. So if anybody involved in the case, are you picking me up now, Colette? I've gotten a lot of grief from the other people from the Ward County contingent, Your Honor, so you could just join in on that. But sure. If anyone starts to feel a rough throat, perhaps they should go to the walk-in as well.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Sorry you have it. Not something we would like. Okay. Mr. Sand, anything from the defense?
Nothing from us, Your Honor.
All right, then bring in the jury, please. Ms. Sorgen, does the state waive roll call of the jury?
State waives roll call, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand?
We waive as well, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Sorgen, you wish to call your next witness, please.
I will be handling
All right,
the next
Mr.
couple
Nelson?
witnesses, Your Honor. The state calls April Moulton.
Say it again for me.
April, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing the last name correctly, but I believe it's Moulton.
Okay, thank you. If you'll come up here, please, ma'am. This lady is going to swear you an oath.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
And then we'll have you come over here and take a seat, please. Witness stand. Go ahead and get yourself seated and adjusted. Once you're comfortable, go ahead and I'd like you to aim the microphone at your chin. And then make sure the light is on the base. Okay. Mr. Nelson, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you state your name for the record, please?
April Alia.
I'm sorry?
My name's actually April Alia.
Oh, well, there was a recent name change?
Yes, I was married.
Okay. When did that marriage take place?
In 2022.
Okay. So a lot of our documents had a different last name. What was Moulton?
Yes.
Okay. Could you spell your last name for us, please? The current last name.
Alyea.
Okay. And April is spelled the normal way?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know Anita and Nichole?
Yes.
How did you know them?
We went to school together
Where would that have been?
in Velva.
Okay. Were you all part of the same graduating class?
Yes.
Okay. Were you friends with either of them?
Yes.
Who were you friends with?
I was, I guess, friends with both of them, but I was close with Anita.
Okay. How big are the graduating classes at Velva?
It's pretty small. There was like, I don't know, maybe 30.
Okay. So smaller school, you pretty much know everybody. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
All right. Now, going back to June of 2007, do you recall that time frame?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about the time around when Anita was murdered. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to
Seem-
need to speak up, okay?
Okay.
You do seem like you're getting a little emotional up there. If you need a moment, just let us know, okay? All right. Do you remember when you heard about Anita's death?
Yes.
When did you hear about that death?
When I was at work,
Where was that at?
Choice Hotels.
Okay. Did you work with Anita there?
No.
Okay. What did you do at Choice Hotels?
I was a reservation agent.
Okay. So you worked at the front desk?
No, I just worked a call center.
Oh, okay. I apologize. So you heard about Anita's death. What happened next?
I left work and I went home. And then a group of us went and we met at a friend's house. We all got together.
Whose house was that?
Sorry. We all met up at Miranda's house.
If you need a tissue, there's some up there.
Okay.
Okay. Who was Miranda?
It's another one of our friends.
Okay. And who all was there?
Amber, Larissa, Robin, Tammy, Kelly, I think Whitney. There was quite a few of us.
Would these have all been people that grew up together in Belva?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were all high school classmates?
Yeah.
Of course, this occurred just a year or so after graduation?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Nichole join the group?
Yeah, she was the last one to arrive.
What did Nichole say anything when she got there?
Yeah, when she arrived at the house, we all kind of walked over to go talk to her because she had just gotten back from the police station. So we went over to kind of find out like what had happened and what she knew. And when she got there, we were kind of, I guess, surprised because, sorry.
Take your time.
When she got out of the car, the rest
I'm
of
going to
us,
object for hearsay, Your Honor.
Overruled. When she got out of the car is all she said. Keep going.
when she got out of the car, the rest of us had been crying and upset about the death. And, we were still trying to figure out, what had happened and what was going on. And when she got out, the first thing she told us was that she was going to the police station, or she had just gotten back from the police station, and that they wanted her to go up to the apartment to go look around and see if she knew if anything was missing up there, and that her pink iPod better not be missing. And I found it very funny that that's what she was concerned about, was an item being missing.
So Nichole was the one saying that her pink iPod better not be missing?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you said that seemed odd to you?
Yeah, the rest of us were concerned about Anita being dead, and she was worried about an item being missing from the apartment.
Did Nichole say anything about Anita?
At that time, or what do you mean?
Either that time or other times that you recall?
I mean, there were times where she'd be upset with her and stuff, but I guess I can't tell you a specific time in general, but
you recall her being upset with Anita?
yeah, I mean, there were times where she'd be angry with her and times where she'd, mention that she was upset with her and stuff, but
How often would you say that happened?
I mean, I guess I can't give you a specific number.
It's been a long time ago, so
Yeah.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Sand, do you have any cross-examination?
Yep, just briefly, Your Honor. April, did you have a chance to get together with the state and rehearse what was going to be said today on the stand?
Objection, Your Honor, as to the characterization.
Mr. Sand,
Did
reword
you-
your question, please.
Did you have a chance to talk to the state about your testimony today prior to being up here?
Yes.
When was that?
A little bit ago.
What's that?
Just a little bit ago.
How long ago?
10 minutes ago, maybe?
10 minutes ago. Is there anything they asked you to key in on? Anything specific they wanted you to look over before you testified? Make sure you remembered.
I mean, not really.
What did you guys discuss?
I mean, they asked me if I knew both of them,
Okay. Anything else?
if I went to the clubs with them, and if I remembered going anywhere. They asked me if I met with anybody after.
I'm talking about the state's attorney here.
Yeah.
Okay.
They asked me if we got together after we found out.
Okay. Anything else?
No, not really.
And this was 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So they asked you questions to go over your testimony?
I mean, kind of.
Okay. But you discussed what was going to be talked about here on the stand today.
Kind.
If I'm wrong, that's fine.
I mean, kind of, but not really.
Okay. But they asked you about the get-together, what you were going to be talking about on the stand.
I guess
Mr. Sand,
I'm
are you
not
going
really
somewhere with
sure.
I'll move on to the next one.
I'm not sure what you're asking, I guess.
Do you recall an interview from March 10th of 2022 with Officer Talbot and a man named Steve Spignola from Cold Justice? You don't recall that?
Not necessarily.
Please answer the question. Do you recall it or do you not? ma'am?
No.
I showed you a transcript of that interview. Would that help you remember it, maybe?
Probably.
Is that better? Okay, good. Thank you.
She's not reading the whole thing, Mr. Sand.
Well, I'm just trying to refresh her recollection.
And ask her the question if she remembers it now.
I mean,
Do you remember giving this interview? It was over the phone.
kind of.
Can I take this back from here?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of remember it, but I mean, I can't tell you exactly what was said in the interview.
No, I'm just asking if you remember talking to Officer Talbot. and
Yeah, I remember them
Justice.
calling me.
Do you remember telling Mr. Spignola you don't want any drama when it comes to being in the documentary?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember him asking you if they could use what you were saying in the documentary
Yeah.
called Justice? Do you remember them asking you primarily about Nikki a lot, about Nichole?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you remember at the end of that interview, they wanted wanted to see, make sure you were okay with them.
Objection has relevance, Your Honor.
Well, I'm not sure, but it's crossed, so I'll give him some leeway. Objection's overruled.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Do you remember your 2007 interview with Detective Barnard? I know that's a long time ago. You don't remember talking to him after Anita passed away? Just a couple of days.
I mean, I know I went in and talked to him, but I don't remember the interview.
Okay. Do you remember discussing Club 101?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you said about Club 101? If I showed you that interview, might that help you remember?
I couldn't tell you.
Can you read that part right there? I'll ask you about it. Let me know when you're done taking a look at that.
Yeah.
Do you remember talking about a guy that was dancing with her at Club 101 that was grabbing her and you guys couldn't get him away from her?
Yeah.
Can you clarify who you're talking about? Grabbing whom?
Grabbing Anita, I apologize.
Yes.
Do you recall that this interview had a lot to do with what happened at Club 101 and what guys you guys were hanging out with and Anita hung out with?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you had testified earlier that this new interview in 2022 with the cold justice, Steve Spignola, that centered much more on Nikki, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Two very different interviews.
Yes.
Those are the only questions I have. Thank you.
Mr. Nelson, any redirect?
The fact that you talked to cold justice, did that have any impact on your testimony today?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Is she here by subpoena?
She is, Your Honor.
Did you have anything else, Mr. Sand?
No, sir.
Any objections to her release?
No, sir.
She can be released, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. You may come and go as you please. Next witness, Ms. Sorgan.
Again, me, Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry, Mr. Nelson.
That's
My
quite all right.
apologies.
The state calls Michelle Grubbs. Go right up there.
Ms. Grubbs, I'll have you come up here, please. This lady is going to swear you an oath.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Please have a seat over here then. Go ahead and get yourself situated. We'd like you to aim the microphone at your chin. That's pretty good.
Chin, okay.
Make sure the light's on the base there.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Mr. Nelson, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Michelle Moore.
What's your last name now?
My name is Michelle Moore now. It was Grubbs previously when I was married, but I've been remarried since.
Okay. When did you get remarried?
May of 23.
Okay. And could you spell your new last name for us, please?
Moore.
All right. Now, Michelle, did you know both Anita and Nichole?
Yes.
How did you know them?
I went to school with them in Velva.
Okay. The last witness said that the graduating classes in Velva are around 30 students. Does that sound accurate?
I didn't graduate in Velva. I only went to Velva High School for 2 years, and then I finished out in Minot.
But does it sound accurate that each one of the classes would have had about 30 people?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of get to know everybody in a town like that?
Yeah.
All right. Could you describe your relationship with Anita?
Anita and I were really close friends. We were best friends. She was like a sister to me.
Okay. When was the last time you saw Anita?
It was on June 1st, the Friday before it happened.
Okay. And by it happened, you're talking about her death.
Her death, yes.
Okay. What did you guys do that day?
I went to get a tattoo that day, and she was supposed to get a tattoo with me, but she chickened out. And then after we got the tattoo, we went up to Schatz Crossroads to eat.
Okay. So she chickened out, and you went through with it.
Yeah.
So did you get the tattoo first, and then she decided she didn't want to do it?
Yeah.
What was the tattoo?
It's something I drew. It's got stars with like swirls on it and stars around it,
Okay.
and my name in it.
And then after that, you went and got something to eat?
Yep.
Where'd you go?
The Schatz Crossroads truck stop.
So the truck stop that's open 24/7.
Yep.
All right. How long were you there?
At the truck stop?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Half hour maybe?
Just long enough to get something to eat?
Yeah.
All right. And then you parted ways?
Yes.
Okay. And that's the last time you saw Anita alive?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go to Anita's funeral?
Yes.
When was that?
I'm not sure the exact date.
About a week after the death?
Yes.
Okay,
I
that's
would
not
say
accurate?
yes. Yes, I would say that's accurate.
Did you talk to Nichole when you were at the funeral? Or after the funeral?
I believe I did, yes.
Okay. Did Nichole say anything to you?
She had thought that if they didn't find anybody, that maybe they would come looking for her.
What do you mean by that?
They would try to come after her for the murder.
So Nichole said that to you?
Yes.
Did you ever hear Nichole say anything negative about Anita?
Objection calls for hearsay, Your Honor.
It's statements from the defendant, Your Honor.
No, it's not. Objection sustained. Reword your question.
Your Honor, the question was, did you ever hear Nichole say anything negative about Anita?
All right, then I misunderstood your question. Objection is overruled. That isn't the way I heard it, but go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I wasn't really good friends with Nikki, so no, I never really heard her say anything bad about Anita.
Okay. State has no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand, do you have any cross?
I do, sir. Thank you. Michelle, thanks for coming in today. Was your last name Zayas at one time?
Yes.
Okay, good. I want to make sure I got the right person. We've got a few last names here. Thank you.
How do you spell Zayas?
Zayas.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall doing an interview with the Minot Police Department Detective Barnard on June 5th, 2007? I know it's a long time ago.
Yes, that sounds about accurate.
Are you picking me up all right? recall telling Detective Barnard that Saturday you were going to meet up with Anita to go to the movies, but you couldn't get in touch with her via text or call? If I showed you the transcript, would that be better?
Possibly, yeah.
So here's the front page of the transcript, just so you know. 2007.
Mhm. Okay.
Do you recall that?
No.
No.
I can't
But in
say
looking
that I-
at it, do you believe that you said that?
Yes, I believe I would have said that. Yes, I wouldn't lie to them.
Right.
If I said that we were supposed to go see a movie, yes, I would say that
You
would
couldn't
be
get in touch with
accurate.
her all day Saturday, isn't that true?
Right.
And that's referencing the Saturday. They found her body on Monday. That was the Saturday just before, correct?
Correct.
Now, this interview, I just put it in front of you. That was on June 5th.
Mm-hmm.
You were interviewed quite a bit, correct? There was another one on
A
June
couple
8th.
times, yes.
I have 4 times in my notes, if that
Okay.
sounds right.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Okay. The June 8th interview also had just been a few days after Anita's passing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall that, and this is a long time ago, but you met with Sergeant Goodman of the Minot Police Department on June 8th?
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to have you, well, do you recall telling him that you know that Anita had been stabbed to death?
Yes.
Okay, and that was on June 8th.
Yes.
How had you found out that Anita had been stabbed to death?
I had heard through, I'm not sure if they actually told me or if it was from other people that had said it.
But you knew she had been stabbed to death on June 8th, 2007 in that interview,
Yes.
and most likely before that interview.
Yes.
Okay. So people knew that, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there was another interview. I know this is a lot of interviews in February of 2008. Do you recall that? I know this is a long time ago.
Right.
I've had to refer to these transcripts a lot. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
And this was Detective Barnard again.
Okay.
Okay. Do you recall conveying to him when he asked you about hostilities that there were little disagreements? But that
Yes.
was about it?
Yes.
There weren't any major issues?
To my knowledge, they were having fights and she was trying to move out of the apartment because of it.
Okay. If I show you a copy of that transcript, just this question answer right here.
Mm-hmm.
So after you've had a chance to review that, when the detective asked you if there were any hostilities, you thought there were little disagreements, but
Right.
okay. You say they talked to each other still and paid their rent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roommates.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, do you recall in that same interview, he asked you about a confrontation about someone's foot getting closed in the door? And you said you don't remember anything like that. You never heard anything about that.
Yeah, I do not recall that.
Can I show it to you real quick?
Sure. Yeah, no.
So again, just little disagreements between roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember an interview with Detective Talbot in 2022, a lot more recently?
Yes.
Okay. I want to make sure it was 2022. Well, I don't have it on my notes, but do you remember talking to Detective Talbot much more recently?
Yes.
I assume it was 2022. Do you remember Detective Talbot asking you about Nikki's demeanor in high school and what you knew about her? I know this is still 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Would it help if I refreshed your recollection again?
Sure.
Okay. So here's the cover page of the interview with Ms. Talbot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll be asking you.
Okay.
Do you recall conveying that she was pretty nice in high school and friendly? You never had issues with her?
That is correct.
Okay.
I try to get along with everybody.
Do you remember saying, that's why I don't think she would do it either?
Yeah.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you.
Mr. Nelson, do you have any redirect?
I do, Your Honor. You testified on cross-examination that you'd been trying to get a hold of Anita because the two of you were plan to go to a movie, that you couldn't get a hold of Anita. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Was that unusual?
Was that unusual to not get a hold of her?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this might be an uncomfortable question, but your name has changed a few times.
Yes.
I'm assuming you've been married a couple times?
Yes.
Does that mean that there's been a couple of divorces as well?
That is correct.
Okay. When you've had those divorces, were there little disagreements that became big disagreements before those divorces?
With my
Ex-husbands?
ex-husbands? Not really. Like the first marriage ended because he just didn't, I don't think he was ready for marriage, and we got married like right out of high school.
Okay.
So we were young and stupid, you know. And the second marriage, we were together for almost 12 years, and I just wasn't happy anymore. And
So things change.
yep.
Okay. So you don't see eye to eye necessarily, and then we need to have a change.
Yep.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand, any recross?
Just one, Michelle, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but I have to ask it. You didn't murder any of your ex-husbands, did you?
No, they are both all alive and well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Is she hereby subpoena?
She is, Your Honor. She can be released.
Any objections, Mr. Sand?
No objection, sir.
All right, you may come and go as you please, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next witness, Mr. Nelson.
State calls William May.
Have you come up here, Mr. May? She's going to swear you an oath.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Then go ahead and take a seat over here, please. Once you're situated, make sure the microphone is kind of aimed at your chin and that the light is on the base.
Okay, we good?
Okay, Mr. Nelson, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you state your name for the record, please, and spell your last name?
William May, last name May, M-A-Y.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to get this part out of the way here.
Yes,
when
sir.
we were preparing, doing trial prep, you told me that you had served our country overseas. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct.
And as a result of that you're dealing with some PTSD?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. That you have gone through some group therapy and things like that, group talking?
Yes,
that
I
accurate?
continue to do that
Okay.
just to help me.
And you're taking anxiety medications for that?
Correct.
Okay. Do those anxiety medications make it difficult for you to remember, anything like that?
Some things it does.
Okay.
I forget things.
Okay. With that in mind, if there's a moment when you need to take a moment, or if something's becoming a little overwhelming because of what you've been through, just let us know and we can pause for a second, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Now, Mr. May, how do you know Nichole?
Yes, I do.
How do you know Nichole?
I came back from Iraq and I met her through a party. I had a
Okay.
party and met her then.
Okay. And what happened next?
We just kind of hung out for a couple weeks and, one thing led to another.
What does that mean exactly?
We started seeing each other more frequently,
Okay.
talking on a regular basis, hanging out. So,
Did it turn into a relationship?
I wouldn't classify it as that, but some other people might.
I guess the question is, would Nichole have considered you her boyfriend?
That I don't know. I never asked, so I don't have the answer for you. So,
Okay.
I know I didn't ask her, so
You didn't
I didn't ask to be my girlfriend, boyfriend. So
You didn't do the 1950s thing and ask her to be your boyfriend,
Yeah,
your girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
But the two of you hung out for a while.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. The two of you ever hang out at a house party?
Yes, my house party.
All right. Do you recall that house party?
Yes. I don't know the exact day, but yes, I do.
If you could roughly tell us when this house party would have taken place.
It was probably Friday or Saturday. We were just hanging out, drinking.
I get that it'd be a Friday or Saturday night. It tends to be when house parties is. I'm guessing more asking, do you have maybe a month, a season, or a year?
I don't know. I came back from Iraq in the summer of 2008, so it'd have been shortly after that.
Okay. At this house party, do you recall people talking about Anita's death?
Yes, so we were playing video games and we were sitting on the couch. Nichole and I were sitting on the couch and a couple buddies were playing video games and someone from the kitchen was talking about it, and that's when it was stated, the comment.
When what was stated?
The comment was that from Nichole Rice, it was that she had did it, that she had killed Anita.
Nichole said that.
Yes.
Okay. Now, a moment ago, you testified that you have been to group sessions with other veterans, and you still go to those group sessions.
Correct.
At those sessions, have you heard other veterans say that they have killed people?
Objection here, say, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it's not being offered for the truth of the matter asserted.
Overruled.
Yes, there's been people that have stated that.
When those people have said that they have killed people, was that said basically the same way as Nichole said it that night?
Correct.
How did I'm going to call it a situationship because it's not a relationship. Does that work for you?
That works for me, yes.
Okay. How did the situationship with Nichole end?
So the next day after it was stated, I called the police department, and from there, I gave my statement, same thing I just stated now, and that was the end of it. And then I just kind of cut all ties with Nichole completely.
And why did you cut ties with Nichole?
I'm in the service, was in the service at the time. I didn't need any of that stuff around.
When you were in the situationship with Nichole, did you ever Did you talk to her about Anita's death?
I had mentioned it one time. I asked her if she remembers saying it and if she could say it again, but nothing.
Okay. Did Nichole ever tell you that the Minot Police Department had cleared her?
Yes, that was mentioned to me, that
Okay.
she had been cleared.
That was from Nichole that said that?
Yes.
Okay. To you specifically?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand, you wish to cross-examine? You may proceed.
Couple of follow-up questions, Mr. May. You said you had called the police department after this happened.
Correct, I did.
Who you talked to?
I have no idea who I talked to. I
There's
just,
no records of you calling the police department. Are you aware of that?
I understand that, yeah.
Okay.
They've told me that.
Good. And then you spoke with them again after the documentary came out, correct?
Yeah, they called me.
Okay.
Mhm.
You understand they have no records of you ever calling the police department?
Correct, that's what I've been hearing,
Okay.
yes.
Please let each of you answer your question
Yes,
and
my
finish it.
apologies, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Detective Asham, right here. You probably can't see behind the wall. That's who was on the phone with you.
Oh, okay.
You recall that?
Was that in after the documentary came out?
Yeah, that was in
Okay.
2022. It was
Okay.
in preparation. Do you remember Steve Spignola being on that call with the documentary?
No.
Okay. Now, this interview was a couple years ago, but it wasn't back when a lot of these interviews took place. Do you recall saying you lived in a house with a big group of guys?
Correct.
Who were young and dumb. You'd have parties all the time.
Correct, yes.
You remember saying she was belligerently drunk?
Correct.
Do you remember you said you tried to follow up with her when she was sober? She wouldn't say anything about it.
Correct, yep.
Said she didn't do it.
She just said she didn't recall making that statement.
Do you recall? I'm not going to ask it that way. Steve Spignola asked you if you thought Nichole killed her, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Steve Spignola is the documentary guy from Cold Justice.
Okay.
You remember saying, I don't think so, I don't think so. I mean, she can't even kill a mouse.
I mean, it's vaguely, yeah, I
I'll show
remember.
it to you.
Okay, yeah.
This is a transcript of the interview, just this Q2A here. Q2 is Steve Spignola, not the police officer. The Hollywood guy.
Okay.
Let me know when you're done with that, sir.
Yeah, I'm done.
Do you remember saying that?
I remember now after reading it, yeah.
She couldn't even hurt a mouse? You don't think she did it?
I mean, I don't know. Anybody can.
But that's what you said.
Correct, yes.
Do you remember them asking you if you thought there might be anything else important? You said, I don't know, I think the maintenance guy might have done it.
Yeah, that was the rumor around town, is that the maintenance guy did
That's
it.
what you thought.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was just going off what everyone else said.
right. So then you talked about this, Nichole thought she was your girlfriend, but you didn't think you were her boyfriend type
Correct.
situation
Yeah.
back in the day. Did you ever hang out with Nichole again after that?
Correct, I did.
Tell me about that.
I ran into her at the bar after I come back from Afghanistan, and
2017 sound right?
yeah, roughly about then.
Okay. Tell me about that relationship.
I mean, I was told that she was cleared and everything was going well, and it ended because after like a month and a
So you
half.
felt comfortable getting back together?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. You weren't scared of her?
No, after I was told that she had been cleared.
Right.
Then,
So you started dating again, right?
correct, yeah.
Did she think she was your girlfriend at that point?
We were boyfriend, girlfriend at that time, yeah.
I appreciate you serving our country. It sounds like it's taking quite a toll on you.
It has, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. A lot of therapy, a lot of medication.
A lot. I spent 90 days at St. Cloud.
What did you do at St. Cloud?
PTSD track treatment.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Hmm.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Nelson, do you have any redirects, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. St. Cloud, that's the VA hospital there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, a moment ago, you were cut off by Mr. Sand. You started to say anybody can, and then you were cut off. What were you about to say?
Well, anybody can, you know.
Objection calls for speculation, Your Honor.
He's not speculating to what he was about to
Overruled.
say.
It was your question, Mr. Sand. Go ahead.
Everybody has a mind of their own, so you can't really tell what one person's going to do besides the other. That's all I was going to say.
Okay. Now, who was it that told you that Nichole was cleared by the Minot PD?
Herself.
Okay. Anybody else?
Her father.
All right. Now, you testified that the defendant, when she made the statement that she had murdered Anita, was belligerently drunk.
Hmm. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Intoxicated to the point where you can't drive.
Belligerent tends to mean angry. Is that the word that you meant to use?
Sorry, then I'm not using that. But she was just really, really drunk.
Okay. Have you, in your experience, been around other people that have been intoxicated?
Yes, I have.
Just in your life, and how old are you now?
39.
Okay. So you've
Yes,
been
I
of
have.
legal drinking age for about 18 years.
For a minute, yeah. Yep.
And we're not going to ask about anything that before 21 and the statute of limitations would have run out
No,
of that.
let's not do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been around people that have been drinking.
Hmm.
In your experience, does their guard kind of fall down a little bit when they're drinking?
Correct. For most people, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your experience, are they more likely to tell the truth when they've been drinking?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Now, the next day when you talked to Nichole about the confession that she gave that she said she'd killed Anita,
Hmm.
your testimony on cross-examination was that she didn't remember saying that. Is
Hmm.
that accurate?
Yes.
Now, I want to make this very clear. Did she say that she didn't kill Anita, or that she didn't remember saying that she killed Anita?
She didn't remember making that statement.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand?
When you dated Nichole the second time, did you live with her?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Is the witness here by subpoena, Mr. Nelson?
He is, Your Honor, and he can be released.
Any objections, Mr. Sand?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. And again, thanks for your
Thank you, sir.
service. You are excused. You may come and go as you please.
Okay.
Next witness, Mr. Nelson.
That'll be mine, Your Honor. State calls Christina Holler. She was originally Christina Imhoff.
All right. Ma'am, if you'll come up here, please. I'm going to have this lady swear you an oath.
Do you solemnly swear to tell
Then go ahead and have a seat over here, ma'am. So what was the last name you said, Miss?
Holler, H-O-L-L-E-R. I'll have her spell that, Your Honor.
Okay. Once you're situated, just kind of try to aim the microphone at your chin. Looks good. And then just make sure the light is on the base. Okay. You may proceed, Miss Surgeon.
Would you please state your name for the record?
My legal name is Christina Holler,
And would you please spell Christina? There's several different spellings.
Kristina.
Have you ever been known by another name?
And
Yes.
spell your last name.
Holler.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And have you ever been known by another name?
Christina Imhoff or Christy.
Okay. And could you spell Imhoff for the record?
Imhoff.
Christina, what state do you live in currently?
North Dakota.
Did you ever live in the city of Minot?
Yes.
How long ago did you live in Minot?
I lived there from 2005 to 2011.
During the time that you lived in Minot, did you know Nichole Thomas Rice?
Yes.
How did you know her?
I met her at a party.
Do you know approximately when that party was?
2008.
And do you know where the party was?
I can't give you the address. The person that rented it his name was Nick. He was at Air Force.
Okay. And can you describe how the circumstances under which you met Nichole?
We were at a party and she was crying, and I asked her what was wrong. She said she had been getting bullied about the anniversary of her roommate's death.
So what did you do?
I asked her if she needed a ride home.
Okay. And did you give her that ride?
Yes.
Okay. Did the two of you talk during that ride?
I am not sure if we didn't talk. I'm sure we talked during the ride home. We talked when we got into her apartment.
Okay. And did she tell you something during that conversation?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
That she had done it to her roommate.
What did she specifically state to you?
I'm not 100% word for word, but that she had gotten into an argument with her and had stabbed her.
Do you remember what she told you the argument was about?
An alarm clock.
Did she give you any other details about her roommate?
That she was wearing a white robe.
And she specifically stated that she stabbed her roommate.
Yes.
What did you do with that information?
I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. I went back to the party, told my friend that I wanted to go home. When I got home, I sat at the kitchen table with my two roommates and told them what happened and asked them what I should do.
And what did you decide to do?
I called the police department, told them that I had information, and then I went down and wrote a statement.
Okay. Do you remember who you spoke with at Minot Police Department?
I do not.
Okay. And this was in 2008, is that right?
Yes.
Were you ever given a copy of your statement after you wrote it?
I am not sure about that.
Now, there's no record of your having gone to the police department, correct?
Yes.
All right. When's the next time that you discussed this with the Minot Police Department?
2022.
Okay. And who'd you speak with?
Detective Carmen Ash. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to say her last name.
Asham?
Asham.
Okay. Following that party and after you went to the police department, did you have any further contact with Nichole?
Yes.
And what was that contact like?
We hung out after that. We were friends. I would stay at her house. We had talked about being roommates.
Did that actually happen? That
No.
you became roommates? Okay. How long were the two of you friends?
3 months.
Why such a short period of time?
It got very controlling, fighting. Drinking was bad.
Drinking by who?
Both of us.
Okay. And when you say there was some fighting, what do you mean?
We would fight if I wanted to go hang out with my other friends. She would get upset about that.
Okay. And why was that?
I I'm not sure.
Do you know William May?
Yes,
Okay. And what did you know of his relationship, if any, with Nichole Rice?
they were only dating about, I think, a week when I had met Nichole.
You said that you were only friends with Nichole for about 3 months. Did the two of you argue?
Yes,
How did you argue? In person? Over the phone?
in person and through text.
And then the friendship ended, is that right?
Yes,
Do you know what caused the falling out?
we got into an argument. I'm not sure what it was about.
And how did it end?
I made a statement to her and I walked out, and I haven't talked to her or seen her since.
Was there ever any physical violence?
No.
Did you ever bring it up to her again about the fact that she had told you she stabbed her roommate?
I had given her and Willie a ride home from a party one time, and I had brought it up.
And what'd she say?
I'm not sure if that was the time that she said that she was in the white robe, or if it wasn't. I can't remember that. Sure.
So after she had confessed this to you and you went to the police department, why'd you continue to hang out with her?
I was a very selfish teenager. I wasn't thinking about the big picture. I didn't know Anita or any of the other stuff that had gone on. I can't answer for what my mindset was then. I just know that I was a young 20-year-old that was being very selfish. And I was drinking and just being young.
Now, Christy, you didn't actually go to the police department when you spoke with Sergeant Asham, is that right?
No,
Okay. You hadn't contacted the police, is that correct?
no.
How is it that you ended up speaking with Sergeant Asham?
She had called me saying that they had a tip that they needed to talk to me about. I was possibly her friend and had been at that party.
And that's when you gave the information again, is that correct?
Yes.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Sand, any cross-examination, sir?
I do, sir. Thank you. When's the last time you talked to Willie May?
In 2022, I was going to have a statement with Detective Carmen Asham, and the day before the statement, I had gotten a friend request, and from Willie May.
Willie May friend request you the
Yep.
day before your statement.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
You know
just
that he used to be.
Please let her finish the answer.
I thought she was done. I apologize.
and then just asked me how I was, and I sent all of the screenshots to Detective Carmen.
And the state had asked you about reporting this back in the day, and there's no record of that. You understand that, correct?
Yes.
There's no record of either of you reporting this.
Objection, is there a question?
Do you understand that?
Of
I'll withdraw, Your Honor. Now, this was a long time ago, correct?
Yes.
You said you were drinking a lot at that time, correct?
Yeah.
You've used the term you don't remember quite a bit under direct examination. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, under direct examination, did you say that you didn't live with Nichole?
I would stay with her after we would go out. We had talks about being roommates. I had my own place still, and I did not end up living with her.
Okay, but you guys stayed together a lot.
Yeah.
And this is after the thing she told you.
Yes.
recall this interview?
Yes.
Do you recall that when you talked to Detective Asham, she said that you said, I stabbed her. Is that accurate? Do you recall that?
That I said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you recall saying, I apologize, I'm having a hard time remembering?
She had called me out of the blue and was asking me a lot of questions. And
Right.
I was trying to put all the pieces together from, at that time, it was 15 years ago.
You said, I don't know, I know something about a white robe and an alarm clock. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
It's hard to remember all this stuff.
There's pieces that I remember and there's pieces that I don't.
Oh, it's real important that we try to get this right. You understand that?
Yes.
Nicole's sitting right there.
Objection. Is there a question? This is badgering.
It's not overruled.
Do you recall saying in that same conversation, I'm not 100% on that?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any redirect, Ms. Sorgan?
Yes, Your Honor. Christy, you just told Mr. Sand that Sergeant Asham had called you up out of the blue and you were trying to put together pieces from 15 years prior. Is that correct?
Yes.
You've had time to sit and think about this in 3 years since you've given that statement. Is that right?
Yes.
Are you sure you got it right?
Yes.
And Mr. Sand asked you about the thing that Nichole told you. What was the thing?
That her and Anita had gotten in an argument about alarm clock and that she was in a white robe and she had stabbed her.
Thank you. I have nothing further.
Anything else, Mr. Sand?
Just quickly, Your Honor. I thought I was done. Based on the questions you were asked here, sounds like I'm getting a different answer than the state is getting. I'm going to go back to this because I have to clarify that. You said you weren't 100%, correct? We just brought that up.
100%. Can you say what the 100% was? Because in that statement, there was other things that I said I'm not 100% sure on.
Detective asked, you said I stabbed her. Is that accurate? You said, I think so. I apologize. You caught me off guard.
Yes.
And you said maybe she said I did it. Is that correct?
Yeah. In there.
It's important that we get this right. Can't change. All Detective Asham, if you had just watched the Cold Justice TV show about the case prior to the interview,
Yes.
what did you say?
That was the second interview.
What did you say?
Yes.
You said yes, you had seen the Cold Justice
Yes.
documentary. Right?
Yes. That week.
Further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Sorgan, anything else?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Haller, you were just asked by Mr. Sand if you had watched the cold justice interview, and you said it was before your second interview, correct?
Correct.
Did that impact what you told Sergeant Asham at all?
No.
Thank you.
Last question, Mr. Sand. Anything else?
Nothing for me, Your Honor.
Is she hereby subpoena, Ms.
She
Sorgan?
is, Your Honor.
Is she excused?
Yes, she is.
Standing objections?
No problem, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You may come and go as you please. Do you have another witness, Ms. Sorgan?
Your Honor, as we had indicated previously, we only had the 4 witnesses available for today. The rest are flying in over the course of the weekend and will be available on Monday.
Just a couple of things. I did note that the Heathrow, I think is the correct term for the airport in London, had a big fire, so there was some crazy airport stuff going on over the globe. So please make sure that your witnesses can be here on Monday. Again, it's not even 10 o'clock today, so I'm a little disappointed in our timing. But again, maybe the jury will be happy with that. Is there anything until I let the jury go then, Ms. Sorgan?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand?
Nothing from us, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, again, the time is 38 minutes after 9 o'clock. I am going to let you go for the day, for the weekend. I want you back here on Monday morning at 8:30. We will start again at that time. Again, don't always have control over the witnesses and the timing, so we will do our best, and hopefully this matter it is progressing fairly quickly, so I'm good for that. So my admonition to you, and this is going to be critical, again, as it has been every day when I've given it to you, family and friends, people you know, I suggest again that you just avoid the media whatsoever, everything. It will be the only weekend in your life that you've never looked at the news, but this will be it. Do not converse with any witnesses, any party, or any attorney in this case concerning any matter. Direct any questions or discuss any problems you may have with the bailiffs. Do not read about, listen to, or view news accounts of this trial. Until you retire to deliberate your verdict, please do not discuss the case. Do not allow anyone to discuss the case with you, and do not use the internet or other electronic technology in any attempt to learn information about this case or communicate with your family, friends, or anyone else about this case. Please do not form nor express any opinion about this case until I've given it to you for your deliberations. Once again, I hope to repeat the instruction at each recess. If I fail to do so, it applies to you throughout this trial. All right? The jury will be dismissed for the weekend. Before we recess till Monday.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sand?
Just for scheduling, Your Honor, I know things are getting a little wonky here. We're getting done at 9:30 this morning. Does the
Yes.
state have any idea what their plan is for calling witnesses next week?
Well, as
My
I
understanding is they have 4 witnesses on Monday for sure.
Yes, Your Honor, and then once those witnesses have concluded, then we plan on putting on Sergeant Asham, and then we plan on resting.
Okay, so again, we have 5 witnesses left. I presume that your witnesses should be available as soon as Monday afternoon, but more likely than not Tuesday. If you
Yes,
have
Your
1 or 2 that can be available Monday afternoon, just in case, that would be nice.
That's what we're trying to clarify. Thank you, sir.
And I appreciate that.
Yep.
Are your 4 witnesses on Monday going to be as short, Ms.?
We anticipate that they will be relatively brief, Your Honor.
Okay, so we should be getting to Officer Asham on Monday, more likely than not.
Oh, I anticipate that, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then that's good. So I would suggest, Mr. Sand, to have 1 or 2 available on Monday afternoon if you can.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else before we break?
No, sir.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Once again, I want to make sure we have the exhibits, so I don't think we have any new ones this morning. So the court will keep the exhibits over the weekend. That's it. We'll be in recess until Monday at 8:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.